Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonkekook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God. And I'm coming at you with another achievement guide video for some achievements in MLB The Show 21. Today, we're going to be looking at the Mowing Them Down achievement, which is for striking out 6 batters or more within the first 3 innings, and the Winning in Style achievement, which is for winning a game on any walk-off in 3 innings minimum. Because it can be done in 3 innings, we're going to be combining both of those achievements into one setup here. So, the Mowing Them Down achievement is self-explanatory. You need to strike out 6 batters or more within the first 3 innings. For those of you that aren't too familiar with baseball, a walk-off victory is when the home team wins in their last at-bat. So, for the sake of our achievement, we're going to be playing a 3-inning game. That would mean that if the home team goes ahead at any point in the 3rd inning or later, the game is over. So if we were tied 0-0, which is what we're going to be aiming for, heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning, then scoring a run will end the game and win us a walk-off. At that point, even if we don't score and go into the 4th inning and were to win in the bottom of the 4th, it would also be considered a walk-off. So it's a relatively simple achievement to get. You could probably get it very easily playing the other modes, but I am here to show you how to do it on its own as well as the Mowing Them Down. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to do a little bit of roster manipulation here. Go first to your settings, make sure beginner difficulty. I am going to go back to classic pitching. I prefer classic. I was showing off the pinpoint pitching achievement in another video, but go to beginner for pitching, beginner for batting and base running, and make sure casual is your general setup there, and press B and A to apply the changes. Now go into your sliders, and you're going to make sure everything human is all the way up except for foul frequency, and you're going to make sure everything CPU is all the way down except for foul frequency. Then turn down the starter stamina and reliever stamina. Oh my gosh, I cannot say that. I apologize. All of these should go down because words are hard. Words are hard. I prefer having the pitch speeds fast. That is a personal preference. For those of you that are relatively new to the game, turn the pitch speeds all the way down. But for me, I prefer having them up. I'm more comfortable with that. For fielding errors, we're just going to leave them as the way they are. And run speed all the way down. Base runner speed can be all the way down as well. And we're going to turn the wind off and injury and trade frequencies all the way down as well. Once you do, hit OK again, and then name the file whatever you want. But we have one more thing we are going to be doing. Go to Create and Roster Control. Head to Edit Player. Whatever team you want to use, we are going to beef up the pitcher a little bit. Now, I am a Cleveland Indians fan. However, I will not be using the Indians because their offense is terrible. We are also going to be able to need to score runs. So I'm going to use the Dodgers. This isn't meant to upset the apple cart. As I said, I'm not a Dodgers fan. Just top to bottom, they generally have the best lineup for those of you that aren't familiar with baseball. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and we're going to use Clayton Kershaw. And we're going to go down to his attributes and we're going to turn them all the way up so that he is even better at pitching to make our lives easier. And you're going to do this for every pitch. I leave slider speed where it is, and the 12-6 curve where it is. I only turn fastballs all the way up, and then changeup should go all the way down for speed and up for control and break. Once those are done, press start to accept the changes, and that's all you need to do. Don't worry about making the hitters better. You can save the roster if you want to as well. And we are all set, ladies and gents. So what we are going to do now is we are going to go down to exhibition mode. and we are going to be the Dodgers, and we are going to play the San Francisco Giants Double-A team, the Flying Squirrels. They are a Double-A team, the minor leagues. That means it'll be significantly easier for us to get hits and keep them from getting hits, which we need to strike out 6 batters, so facing the worst hitters possible. No offense to any of the Double-A hitters in real life, but they are not on the level of the major league ones. So pick the Dodgers, whatever uniform combination you want, whatever stadium you prefer. Make sure fast play is on and go down to 3 innings. Everything else should be left as is. I like to play in the rain, so we're going to do that. The extra inning runner should be left on the off chance you go to extra innings. It's slightly easier to score runs, and since our pitching will be significantly better than the other teams, we should be able to keep them from scoring and consecutively score ourselves in the bottom of the inning. So, press A, select the pitcher that you beefed up, in this case Clayton Kershaw, and just make sure that your lineup has the best hitters in. It looks like we do. And press start. Now you can use whatever pitching method and hitting method you prefer, whatever you want to do. I prefer classic because it's still very effective and it requires the least amount of effort on my part. For pitching anyways. Hitting, I prefer the directional one, but again, do whatever you prefer. We just need to make sure we strike out 6 of the first 9 hitters for outs. I'm sorry, that's not the proper terminology. We are going to get 9 outs in 3 innings. We need to make sure that 6 of our outs are via the strikeout. So what you should do, and I skipped ahead a little bit, but I will pick it up after we strike this guy out. That was a strikeout. If a third strike is dropped by the catcher, the base runner has a chance to run down the first base, so you can throw them out. If you go into the stats in the box score and then switch over to the Dodgers, you will see at the bottom there's pitching and Kershaw's name down there, and the very last column is strikeouts, and we have 1 of them. So we just need to get that number to 6 before we get to the end of the 3rd inning. But what you're going to want to do is, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner, or the right-hand corner there behind the batter, the A button is flashing. It wants us to throw a 4-seam fastball, and then if you hit right trigger, it shows you where the catcher's mitt is, and that's where you want to throw the ball. So hit A to choose the 4-seam fastball, aim it towards the center of that catcher's mitt, and then just press the button. Again, if you're using a different pitching method, you may have to do other things, but in general, follow along with the pitch selection and location that they give you.
0-2.
And when we get to 2 strikes, I'm not entirely sure why the game does that. It doesn't show you the catcher's mitt, but in general, in general, try to pick a pitch and throw it at the corners. So, as you can see what I just did there, and the gloves generally try to be on the edges of the strike zone anyways. But we got to a 2-strike count now, and it's like, well, choose your pitch, but we're not going to tell you where to throw it. So what I would do here is I would throw it in the bottom left-hand corner. And we got him to swing and miss. So we got 3 strikeouts in the first inning there. When we get to the offensive side of things, just hold the Y button. You can either try to swing and miss really quickly, but the goal is we need to make sure we do not score any runs. So don't swing at pitches. You may end up hitting a home run, and that would ruin everything. What would end up happening is you would have to try to either let them score to tie the game or just start over. I recommend just starting over if you do accidentally score runs. But while we are bunting you will find it very hard to score any runs, and that's why I recommend doing so. We've now moved on to the second inning, and we will continue pitching. I really appreciate the fact that this series came to the Xbox. It is legitimately one of the reasons I would buy a PlayStation console every generation. So again, it didn't give us a location. I just picked a pitch and threw it into a bottom corner, and now we're back to getting pitches and locations. There's our fourth strikeout.
All one's the count.
And then I'm going to let that drop. Because again, we are trying to get strikeouts. Don't do it with more than one hit or one ball in play, though. If another one gets hit into play, make sure you take the out. We have a couple of outs of leeway here, and it's much better to make sure you keep the score game tied than risk giving up too many hits.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Ball, down. Hey.
There's our fifth strikeout. And all we need is one more, so.
All one's the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
And we got our 6th strikeout, so the achievement will pop here. There it is, mowing them down. Strikeout 6 batters or more within the first 3 innings. Again, if balls are hit in play too much, don't make sure you are taking the outs eventually. You don't want to give up any runs, but it's not a terrible thing if you manage to get a run via a pop out or if you manage to get outs via ground out, fly out, whatever. The goal is just to get 6 strikeouts in 9 outs. So, you want to make sure that you are getting your strikeouts, but you have some leniency to get a ground out or pop out and still get the achievement. Now we just have to pitch, and it doesn't really matter what we do here. We got our strikeout achievement. But as you can see, I deviated from what the game was telling me to do, and I gave up a hit.
Ball 1, no strikes. Yeah! 1 ball, 1 strike. Nope, that's a ball. I got 2-1 the count.
We're just going to continue on till the bottom of the inning. So both of these achievements may be something you come across in the other modes. I do recommend going through all of the other modes before you attempt the miscellaneous achievements for that reason. But obviously, I am supplying you other methods to take care of them on the off chance you don't pop them. There we go. We are now ready to swing the bats. We are going to attempt to score a run. Go all out here. Do not worry about anything except trying to hit the ball really hard. We're going to get into scoring position here, but keep in mind, you don't want to run yourself into an out. And that should win us the game right there. Runners coming around. And we have won the game via a walk-off. There is the achievement for winning in style. If you have any questions or comments, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to ask them. I am more than happy to share my knowledge. But if you do not have any questions or comments, then I will see you guys next time.